So, raindrops on roses, and the only thing I can think of is these are a few of my favorite things. And one of my favorite things is talking to Krishna. And on Saturday, I had a long conversation that started at Suffolk Downs, okay? Because when you go to the track, you're going to a holy place. You're going to a place where the meaning of our soul's desire pinned on some future event determines whether you experience rapture or damnation. This is a religious place. And like, okay, what I always do, I always figure my method at the track is to figure out which is the fastest horse and bet on it. Okay? Seriously, but like when you go to the track, especially these days when like it's not very big. I mean, you go to Santa Anita on a Saturday afternoon and there's 50,000 people there, the odds will perfectly reflect the information market about each horse. So every horse by definition achieves the optimal value. But when you go to Suffolk Downs on a Wednesday, okay, you're dealing with people that have cashed their Medicare checks to bet on the name of their dog. So I get in there full of insight that I will be betting on favorites, but that favorites will be relatively undervalued at a track full of desperate people. So I get there, and to test this hypothesis, I just walk in 5 minutes before the first race starts, and I bet the favorite, $5 on the favorite, which, you know, makes sense when I look at all the desperate people around me betting on the long shots. And I wait, and it comes in third. And you see, this is the problem with the mathematical model of horse race handicapping, is that you can do the regression analysis that determines the horse's speed rating and also determine the range of variation within its past performances so that you can know to several standard deviations from the mean exactly how the horse is going to do. But that will not tell you what the Genovese family has told the jockey to do about pulling up on it as it enters the home stretch. And this is the aspect of handicapping that I am not so good at. Intense mathematical survey modeling, very good. Gangster politics, not so good, okay? And these are the moments when Krishna speaks to you, because when I look up at the long shot 10-1 6 horse that actually did win the race, I wonder, I just ignored that in the racing form. What was that? It was a horse called That Just Happened. And as I say, one of my favorite things is when I hear Krishna speaking to me, okay? So we go into the second race, and once again, like, you know, how long, O Lord, how long? Like, no matter how many times God just like steps on your face and tells you that like what's in your heart's faith has nothing to do with what's going on in the outside world, right? Okay? No matter how many times that happens to you, you go into the next race full of hope. Because when you read a racing form, it's like studying the Quran. It really is, okay? Like, it's not just that there might be a story in the racing form, it's that there are 1,000 stories. And you have to figure out which one is the truth. Oh, no, really. And you know, I'm looking through, and it's obvious to me that the 3-horse Rising Victory is going to win this race. Like, mathematical modeling, it has never run slower than 2 seconds faster than the previous horse. So I know what horse is going to win this race. But then I start to get a little fancy. I'm going, and because I know this from my intense regression analysis mathematical model, I'm going to try to like double it by boxing the exacta on that horse plus a couple of long shots because I'm anointed. And the 3-horse does win, and I collect on the win, place, and show bets, but that's not a whole lot of money. In fact, it just barely offsets what I blew on the stupid exacta bets. But actually, there is some victory in breaking even when you go to the track. You know, like you know, a couple weeks ago, I went to the track and I felt really good that I had broken even because I really needed the money. Thank you. Tough crowd. So we go to the third race, and you know, the statistical model is kind of murky because none of these fillies have like run more than 2 races in their lives, and you're just looking at speed trials, but you don't know what that means, especially because it's been raining and the track has been muddy for the last 6 weeks, and you can always tell yourself that story. Or it's like listening to the voices is like, is this the voice of God, or are you the 3 witches in Macbeth? Because they're always like, when you read through the racing form, you can like convince yourself that you see the future. All hail, Michael Anderson, that shall be king hereafter. You know, and the question is, do you bet the farm on your personal voices? Which is a very deep religious question. You know, Buddhists don't bet. Catholics bet everything, right? And depending on how the market looks, you know, it's a, you know, you bet, you don't bet, you hedge fund. That's what you do. Okay, so I get my ass kicked in the 3rd race, but, you know, I'm willing to overlook this because I know Krishna wants me to be happy, okay? So I'm just going to like let go of the fact that I'm down $20 and just do a disciplined pattern of betting the favorite to place and to show, which is like a Smith-Barney bet, you know? Like, you only make 10% on your investment, but it has sound fundamentals, right? You know, and so I go like the favorite, boom, you know, like Flying Duck Star, which, you know, a pretty good name, right? Flying Duck Star. You know, how can I'm going placing to show, $15 ahead, comes in 4th. You know, and now I'm wondering, like, you know, am I gonna have to eat top ramen tonight? Like, what is happening to me? And okay, so I'm gonna give it one more race, and I'm gonna do exactly the same thing. I find the favorite horse, which is like grossly undervalued, and I get it. I get it at a 3-to-1 price, and you know I've got $30 down on this. I'm gonna walk away from the track slightly up, or completely demolished. Okay, and the horse runs around the track, and it's 3rd, and it's 3rd, then it's 4th, and then it's 6th, and then it's 8th, and at first I want to despair, but at that moment I felt nothing but ecstasy. The clear purity of getting your ass kicked by Krishna at the track. The kind of thing that just like, you know, empties your sinuses, just like clears you out spiritually, you know? And
that's the sinus being empty.
No, but this is what I say, like on Saturday I lost $70 at the track and saw God. Now that is a lot cheaper than therapy.